my balls. There we go.
Dan.
Sorry. Oh.
And we live.
PG-13. Oy, oy.
Hello, friends.
Hopefully get off the wire, mate. Do not be standing on the wire.
Okay.
Needs to be involved.
So,
We took his collar off because of that.
right.
Welcome back, everyone, to the next episode of Subject to Change.
Welcome back, everyone.
We're very excited.
Live and direct.
Live and direct. We've got a very special guest.
Once
someone
again.
we had on episode 6. TBD returns.
Are you,
Back.
Jessica?
I'm back. I'm well.
Why did you do that?
I don't know, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Why did you do a wolf thing?
No, because I was just like, it was an excitement thing.
You've never done that in your life.
I'm very
That's
excited to have
weird.
Jess
That's
on. I'm very excited to
Okay.
have Jess here, basically. I'm expressing
Can't
my
believe you just called you a
enthusiasm.
dog. That's disgusting.
It's more like a... Anyway, we're very excited to have you on. Very
you.
excited to
are.
have you back.
Excited to be
As
here
always, everyone, please get onto our social channels.
Yeah.
You're doing that again.
Sorry, I know. Sorry, I won't do that.
So
Okay.
the last episode, when I was naming off all their social media like handles and channels, every time I said one down, I was just like, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I'm just like, that is so weird.
I'm very hyperactive, so like I'm always like,
yeah, but
I know.
yeah.
so Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all those good ones. Give us a follow. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Follow us on Spotify and all that good stuff. But yes, we are back with Tbd Goes Deep. How have you been, Jess? Talk to us.
Good. I've been really well. Excited to be back here.
Yeah.
I've been floating around Sydney doing a little bit of TBD stuff.
Last time we saw you was at your event,
Yeah.
which was very cool. Thanks for having us on. It
Yes.
was wicked.
It was
an
a very,
experience
very
to be
fun.
there. A lot of bars were dropped.
And it
Yeah.
was also just such a good connector. I think there are a few lovely matches made on the night.
That's true. That is true.
I just get so genuinely happy when I connect people. It's really
Yeah.
But you know what I said to you after the event? I think it's the way you've created that sort of space. It was so open and everyone was so comfortable in that space. And I think that's why so many people were able to just open up in front of strangers.
It was very cool.
Normally when you go to things like that and you're like, oh, Q&A, like no one ever asked a question, but people were just like firing out questions, and they weren't even questions. It was more of a conversation
Stories.
and telling stories and sharing opinions on similar situation experiences that everyone's already been through.
I was
So
very
thought
surprised
I'd
how
do
it
that.
went, and by the end how comfortable everyone was.
Everyone was super
You settled it in
engaged.
very well. I like your intro, one of the theories you went into. I think you settled it in very well and made people feel very comfortable. And I think the first exercise you did, getting to ask each other personal questions in regards to your sex life, your love life, and
I love a little bit of that. As
yeah,
we know.
no, it was really good. I really enjoyed it and thoroughly am looking forward to
next one,
number
TBD
3.
3.
Apparently, you've done an event before.
Yes, I've done one before, which was a women-only audience.
Ah,
You
yeah,
knew
sorry,
this?
That's why when you said it, I completely forgot. That's why, really?
You just like
Yeah,
your
yeah.
first event is like, this is literally
Right, okay,
she's done
yeah,
this
there
event
we go.
before.
Okay, there we go, yeah. I
She
completely
just
remember
allowed
that. Yeah.
penises to go to this
Yeah,
one.
no, it was
Yeah, I
good.
did,
It was
which I
really good.
enjoyed.
It was
a
really
good
good.
balance.
I'm surprised that you let us on, and I'm glad we didn't ruin it.
You
Which
did
is-
well.
People actually sat there and listened to us talk.
Yeah, it was good.
For a long time, too.
I know
While we were
for
sitting down for ages.
a long time. Yeah.
So yeah, what are we talking about today?
Let's kick off with, I want to know what's been going on with you guys in terms of your dating lives. Last time we caught up, it was the end of Feb, so give me
yeah.
all the
Jesus.
juicy stories, please.
Don't look at me. You can go first.
Yeah, mine's been good. End of Feb. Actually, in Feb, I just downloaded Hinge.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because we had downloaded Hinge on Valentine's weekend because one of the lads had just become single and he had downloaded Hinge, and the quality of women that he was going on dates with were pretty good. So I was like, you know what, let me just download the app, see what's happening. And since then, it's been fun, to say the least.
Been busy.
It's
He's
been
underselling
fun.
himself. I think he's been very popular on Hinge.
I was
Nice.
just saying to you before we started, like the quality of women that I've been matching with of recent have been quite good, and not even just like the looks, but even just the quality of conversation I've been having, because obviously you initially match with someone based on Hinge, based on their answers and how they kind of look on the photos, but then within a few messages you kind of know whether it's gonna turn into a date or even turn into a transfer from Hinge to IG.
Yeah.
And especially within the past, I'd say 2 months, they've been top quality.
There's no shortage of beautiful women in Sydney. I will say
Oh,
that.
God,
Shout
there's
out to all the Sydney girls.
Yeah, I remember when I
Thank
first
you for
came to
being here.
Australia. I remember when I first came to Australia and I was in Sydney, and I was like, I've never seen such a high volume of attractive women in such a small location. I was like, holy shit, this is incredible.
You know what it is? It's the mix of nationalities.
It's the hot weather, I reckon, as well. They're just like, oh,
I think that's what it
lovely.
is.
I noticed that the other day as well. I was at the gym. Obviously, I've been down on the South Coast for a long time, and I was at the gym and just noticed that probably 80% of the women in the gym were at a 7 or over. At
In
least.
Fitness First? Were you in Fitness
Nah,
First?
this is for Virgin.
Virgin.
Virgin
Oh,
Active.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
the
you
quality
would
of in Virgin's pretty good as well. The Fitness
Really?
First in the Junction in Westfield
Sorry.
is very, very good, I must say. I know I've actually spoken to so many people, and the girls especially, and some of them are just like, yeah, I just feel really intimidated when I go there. I'm like, why? But I get it. Well, I get it, but I'm just like, I just wouldn't feel really intimidated. I just keep it to myself.
Yeah, I think just do what you need to do when you go in
The
there.
thing is the same with the non-PC thing. Just no one cares.
Yeah, no one cares. Whatever you're doing, no one cares.
Just get on with it.
Yeah.
What about you,
Certainly
Dan?
a good perv.
Yeah, been good. I've
We're talking since February now. This is not within a small space from February.
Yeah,
Oh.
give me all the
Yeah.
dating tea.
So don't try and pretend. Don't try and lie.
Well, okay,
Don't
alright.
try and lie to the people.
Well,
Tell the truth. You got to lie, Daniel.
Well, we touched on it in the last episode slightly. That I was in a what do I call a situationship.
Yep.
I was seeing this individual, and we saw each other for ended up being around 4 months, and it came to having the conversation of what's going on, and it's not like I'd lied about my intentions from the get go. It was very obvious, and we had like the actual conversation, and it ended up that they were looking for probably more something serious at that point, and I said it wasn't for me, so we had to part ways.
Would
But,
you count that you were seeing her?
Oh, I think I felt more like it afterwards.
In retrospect,
In
yeah.
retrospect,
okay.
after it happened, I was
Yeah.
like, it did feel like something more. I was seeing this person like 2-3 times a week,
Yeah.
chatting
Same.
all the time, every day.
Yeah.
And afterwards, in retrospect, I was like, okay, I can see that, but
Like I
think
was
it
saying
would have
to
been
you, that consistent communication builds up more of a relationship than just just only casual sex.
sometimes you don't realise it till after either. And then I was thinking back to it after, and I was like, I'm really happy that I really didn't want to say what I did. I didn't really want to finish it, but I knew that I didn't want anything serious. So it would have been really easy for me to just go, I'll give it a couple of months. But I was like, nah, it's not going to change in a couple of months. It's not going to change in a year. And all I'm going to be doing is leading that person on. And I did really want to see them, but it wasn't leading to what they wanted. And so I had to
I think
end
you
it.
did know though, because I said it to you loads, and you were in denial.
In terms of what?
As in, like, I was like, it's your girlfriend. But you're like, no, it's not. But no, she wasn't your
hadn't
girlfriend.
You said it when they came round here as well.
I was
I was like, what are you doing?
I didn't realize she was behind you.
Oh, no.
I was just like, are you with your girlfriend? And then she just walked behind us. Like, so you knew that it was like, even if I could tell, and I wasn't in it,
I could see that I
then
was
you know.
seeing her more, but like we hadn't had the conversation. But the moment it did come up, I was very honest straight away and was very explicit, and I didn't leave any like ambiguous statements on the table. There was no like, I don't know, like give me like it was just black and white. No.
Well, you did the right thing. I'm proud of you.
I did. I sent you a voice note after, and I was like, I hope you're proud.
I was proud.
Eradicating one fuckboy at a time,
yeah.
as you like to say.
Through
And you-
transparency.
But then he's just a fuckboy with another girl, so it's just fine. What about
At
you,
least
Jess?
didn't
Talk to
continue
me.
Well, first of all, I have a bit of a surprise for Dan.
Oh, yes.
I don't like this. So I saw this on the notes before.
This is funny.
So
I'm
last
absolute-
night,
So Jess, no, it was on Wednesday, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
You've had a DM.
So Jess told me this before she told you, and I was just like, he's gonna tell him on the podcast because it'd be funny.
Is this good or bad?
It's good. So
Yes.
when I put up the Q&A question box for tonight, I had somebody reply and say, Dan is fire emoji. And I was like, oh, what? Can you elaborate? And she said, I think Dan's really hot. And I said, well, why don't you message him and start talking to him? So,
Look at the state of this man.
It is what it is.
What is
You're
It's a gift and a
welcome.
curse, some may say. It's a gift and a
I
curse.
mean, she's only human.
She's only
You know
human.
what I mean? You know what I mean?
you're welcome, Dan.
Oh,
Look at the smile on his face.
I'm like, yes, mate, this is what I need. She's only.
I told you this was worth waiting. I told you not to tell him. Look at that face.
I'm a bit of fire. So, you know what I mean? My mum would say the same thing.
That's funny.
No, that's good.
Yeah, she was at her event. The event that we were at.
I can't think of who it would be.
Well, there's
tell you later.
there's loads of women there, so it'd be hard for you to.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
later, but I thought that would be a nice
She showed me the
surprise for
IG.
you.
Decent. Oh, nice. It's got Dwayne's approval.
All the women at the event were beautiful.
They were very beautiful.
That's fair.
Everyone was beautiful.
Yeah, and it's not the one that you're thinking of, so.
I'm not thinking of anyone.
Okay, good.
Nah, I don't think it'll be that one.
So that's my surprise for you.
There you go.
Oh, guys, it's been a great week. I'm having a great time. Inbound leads are coming. Oh, it's a good week.
So yeah, Jess, how has your dating life been since we last spoke?
Do you have a sound effect for a tumbleweed?
I can add one in. I'm going to add one in.
We'll
just give a pause.
Slim to none. I've been living down on the south coast, as you both know. There's not a lot of dating potential down there. But I've been up in Sydney for 2 weeks now, and I did a photo shoot at the QT the day after Tbd Goes Deep.
Yeah.
And I had this beautiful room, and I thought, I might just invite somebody over. But me being me, I left it to the last minute because I love being alone anyway. So I was just really enjoying my space.
I feel you.
And this amazing big tub, an amazing big bed. Been working hard, so I was really happy just to kick back and chill and enjoy myself and take Valium and whatnot.
It encouraged me. I did it that night as well. I was like, oh, that's nice. I'm going to pass out tonight. But
I did text somebody that I have that sort of relationship with, and the message just didn't land properly. I sort of said, oh, I'm staying at I'm back in Sydney, but I'm staying at the QT tonight, as in ... Like my sub-communication there, if we can use Drew Derriman's terms, were come over. But he just didn't pick it up. And the next morning he said, oh, and then where are you going? Are you still staying here? And I said, yeah, but I was trying to invite you over last night. And
Did you say that to him?
Yeah.
The next morning?
Yeah. And he said, you should have just said that, you idiot. So
you should have, because you messaged.
Yeah, 100%.
I was just like,
yeah, because you were saying it was her place. It was like, you've got to be the one to be
you're
like,
the one that has to go in there and say what you wanted, because you're the one with the hotel room.
I totally made a mistake, and I should have been more straightforward. But this gets me to my first point of conversation today: is how do we find this balance between being subtle and being assertive when it comes to the early stages of dating? I don't want to be, and I hate this word, desperate. And I think that you need to maintain a good sense of mystery in the early stages of dating. But how can you get your point across so you're not missing out on opportunities like that? Opportunities for dick.
Dick appointment.
Or vagina.
I sometimes think I'm just quite forward, but it's not. It's not in terms of it's not a desperate kind of thing. It's more just I just lead with intent. I make it quite aware, and it's just that person can then make a decision based on what they want to do. Obviously, it's based on the context of the situation. But in that situation, if you were just you're messaging back and forth, you're like, I've got a free place, come over. Yeah.
But for a woman, I mean, what's the right balance of being assertive and being
It depends.
charming?
It depends on the context. So is this, are we going to use your example?
Yeah.
As
So I think in that example, you could be quite open and just quite forward with that.
Yeah, especially if it's someone that you have some sort of rapport with already, or if you've already slept with. Oh, if you've already slept with them, then it's easy. You're just what are you doing? And if you've already slept with them and you have a good relationship with them, and if you ask them, wouldn't even be seen as oh, you're just using me kind of thing. Because the way you can probably sleep with a girl, and if you try to use that assertive, oh, come round, some girls will be like, oh, what do you think I am, kind of thing. Whereas other girls will be like, yeah, sweet, when, kind of thing. Yeah. But then you just really need to find that balance between understanding your relationship, because every relationship that is going to be different. And it's using your emotional intelligence, using your ability to almost read a situation and go from there. There's ways and then you also need to understand what people are going to react to the most. Will they react better to the assertiveness of you being like, yo, come on over? What are you up tonight? Come on over.
Depends on how you say it as well. Do you know what I mean? If you're saying it hey, do you fancy coming over? It's, there can be a way you say it where it's vulnerable, you lead with intent, but it's just honest. It's just this is what I want from the situation. Do you feel the same?
Yeah. I feel that, and this might be a little bit backwards, but I was speaking to Lena in another podcast last week, and we were talking about this idea that men kind of rise to a challenge. So you almost have to ignite the sense of challenge within them. You kind of have to lead them into it backwards so that that they think it's their idea. So
That's funny.
I think that's where the mystery and the subtlety comes in. Would you agree?
That's kind of like a technique they use in sales where you get the client to like bring up their own problem and they like sell it back to you of why they need your solution.
And I think that's always going to win.
I think it can be quite complex. I don't know. It's based on the context, but I
Feels
think
like so much effort.
it does feel like a lot of work and a lot of effort. Like, you know, you're saying we need this line of like between intent and mystery. Where is this line created? Where has this idea come from that there needs to be some kind of...
Well, I think there's a real friction, and maybe this is now talking about early stages of dating when you're going into the stages of seeing someone or creating a relationship with them, where you need to maintain this sense of mystery because you might be seeing them for a little while. So the longer the mystery can last, the better. Like, the hotter you can make the connection.
What would you count as mystery, though?
Yeah.
Mystery... Okay, that's
If you've slept with someone, is mystery gone?
No.
No. As in, the reason
No.
I'm asking is because that guy wanted to come over. Obviously, you need some sense of mystery. So I'm saying, where does that mystery end?
Do you know what it is?
No,
Where is that?
I don't think sleeping with someone is mystery because
Right, yeah,
if you
I'm
find
putting it in
someone attractive,
context.
you both know that you want to sleep with each other. It's just a matter of when.
But it's a lot easier, I think, to lead. I think it's a lot once you've slept with someone, I think it's a lot easier to be open about wanting to sleep with them again. Do you know what I mean?
But do you know what it is? It's this uncertainty between two people when you don't know what something is going to be or where it's going to go, even if it is casual sex. And I think that humans actually respond to uncertainty really well, and we like that and we crave it. But like on the other hand, and Esther Perel talks about this a lot, and she's one of my idols. She says things like, we all really want eroticism, so we want things to be passionate and sexy, and uncertainty gives us that. But
When you get it.
on the other hand, humans, when we get into relationships, we have this need to create security as well. So we try to put a label on things so that it dulls down the uncertainty and makes you secure in the fact that you're maybe developing this relationship. But the thing is, security smothers eroticism. So how do you
keep the balance?
Yeah.
I think mystery would only work in certain situations. For example, if you're just wanting to have sex with someone, like it's just not going to work because you both just you
I
want.
don't know. I think you always need mystery. Always. Even in my like long relationships.
But
When you're casually seeing someone, it's for casual sex purposes. Where does the
Yeah,
mystery?
what's the
where
mystery
does
there?
that's what I'm saying.
You've
Where
got
does the
to keep
mystery?
them on their toes.
But if you've both agreed casual sex,
Yeah.
every time we see each other,
We're
we
gonna
see
have
each
sex,
other,
yeah.
we are going to have sex. So where's that
I
mystery?
only feel like mystery works
you're trying to date
if
someone.
you're trying to date or if
Yeah.
you're trying to pursue someone on a serious level.
That's
I,
fair.
I think if it's going to be casual, like there is none because we're
That's
both
the whole
saying-
point. You don't want that.
Yeah, the casual
can't be
part about
asked.
it is the fact that there's just no guessing. It's just
There's no
like this is what's
games.
happening.
But I think mystery is a really critical tool that you can have in your dating artillery of sorts, I guess. In any situation, if you can create mystery in it, then it's going to be more spicy.
Yeah, I think even if you're like, even if you're at the early stages of dating someone, and both of you are kind of we've been on 4 or 5 dates, but then it's also like you don't really know where each other's minds are wandering in that situation, but then you both
That's
aren't.
the uncertainty.
Yeah,
I don't think that's. I think sorry, no, go on.
but then you both don't ask because you like the fact that you don't know, because it adds a bit of like
Sexiness.
a sexiness. Like, okay, I know I like this person, don't know if she likes me, but I like the fact that I don't know yet because it kind of makes you want to continue making that sort of effort to see her and make more of an effort to impress her, because you don't really know whether she does like you enough to I don't know, see it more than what it already is. So you keep making those little gestures of, I don't know, bringing her flowers or taking her to another nice restaurant. And I think whenever people get comfortable and they know people's intentions and, as you said, the mystery is gone, then you can kind of dial back. You can kind of start doing less. You can stop taking them to those little fancy restaurants. You can stop doing that. I'm not saying you stop it completely, but then your options of what you can do almost increases, because like instead of the fancy restaurant, you can chill in their house and have dinner or watch a movie, and then maybe in like a month's time you might let's go and eat out here
for some food or going for some drinks.
and then so I think the mystery probably heightens your attentiveness, I
Yes.
would say, to that situation. But I only think that works if you're actually willing to date someone, because I
Yeah.
think with mystery comes the time that you have to invest in someone,
As
because
in date someone like long term.
not even long, but like, because if someone's like trying to be mysterious and you don't care, you're just like, what are
Yeah.
you doing? Like,
Yeah.
I really
don't
think this
care.
only
You're wasting my time.
I really think this only falls into if you are trying to date someone, because the whole point is if you are just seeing someone casually, it's just the whole point is you're getting into that situation to have that fun element. You have sex, you have good banter, but it's like you're not there to play games. You're very clear with your intentions and what you want. So if someone's going back and forth and giving confusing signals, it's like I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
The whole reason why I'm doing this is not that like I don't respect you and have a good time. I do. I have a great time with you, but
You just
can,
don't
can,
have
can
the
we just
time.
have open communication?
Yeah.
Do you want to see each other next week or not? Oh, I don't know. Maybe not. Well, right. Well, do you want to or not?
Do you enjoy it?
The mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
In terms of like in all forms of dating.
Yeah.
Do you have a very potent memory of a time when there was a lot of mystery in a
Definitely.
relationship?
Definitely.
Give us one.
It's a very, very long story.
I mean, I'm curious.
Maybe not mystery, but a lot of uncertainty and a lot of ambiguity. And that's what kept the relationship heightened, was when I was, for want of a better word, when I fell in love with my best friend and the feelings were shared. But for 8 months or something, we went along doing this thing where we were very emotionally invested in each other and we were sleeping together, but it wasn't labelled. And it was because there was no label that it worked, that it was high mystery, high ambiguity, high stress too.
Yeah.
But it kept us like coming back for more.
Yeah. Do you think that's a thing within our generation though? Because people always talk about when they start dating someone and then they're not. I was like, oh, what are you? Oh, yeah, I'm sleeping with her. It's like, right, okay. Are you sleeping with anyone else? No. So what are you? Oh, yeah, I'm seeing her. And then it's just like no one wants to give themselves like a label of like, I don't know, boyfriend and girlfriend, because they feel as if soon as they give that label, then it changes the whole dynamic
Yeah,
of the
and that's
relationship.
the point. It does.
Yeah.
It does change the dynamic.
But why? And I get it does, but it annoys
It's a
me because
different
why?
level. It's just a
but why
different
does
level.
it? So it's like if you're literally dating someone, sleeping with someone, hanging out with them, and you're not doing it with anyone else, you're pretty much doing the exact same thing a boyfriend and girlfriend does, like calling it that. But for some reason, in our generation, and then
It's
the
like
generations, like no one wants to give that title.
It's just
Something
fear.
clicks in your head and it becomes
It's more like committed,
boring.
and it's more committed. There's like a certain level of like where you've acknowledged that commitment,
Yeah,
and suddenly it's like it's got this whole new range of like
but it
things
doesn't.
surrounding it. Yeah, but in your mind it does. In your
Yeah.
mind it does. In your
because
mind.
before it's the forbidden fruit in a way,
Yeah.
and now it becomes just there, and you can
Yeah.
become complacent about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but because I was listening to this podcast the other day, and this guy was talking about how his wife now they've got a kid. I was telling you about this.
podcast.
Enjoy the one I was telling you on the
Oh,
way
right,
home.
yeah.
This guy was talking about how his now wife was his like fuck buddy, and they were sleeping with each other, whatever, and then they decided that they're gonna take it serious and start dating, whatever. And he said they were with each other for however so long, and he said when they got married, nothing changed. Like it was just the only difference was it's on paper.
I mean, that's the ideal relationship.
And then
in
he's
my
just
eyes.
like literally, and you said nothing changed. How they were was the exact same. They were living together the exact same. The only thing that the marriage was almost like for him, the marriage was almost like if you walk into a room and someone asks you, oh, who is this? And you tell them, that's my wife, then people automatically know that that's who she is to you. Whereas like if it's a girlfriend, it's just like in their heads like, oh, girlfriend. Then they don't need to ask how long you've been with them. It's just like, oh, you're married to her, then this is obviously serious. And it kind of gives that sort of solidifies the relationship.
Yeah.
And he's like, also for taxes.
Yeah. It provides a mental clarity too.
Yeah,
And
but I just don't get how people change.
I don't think you can
because
compare.
I've been like that where I've been afraid to say someone is my girlfriend because it does make you feel like you're a little bit more under pressure.
Yeah, I think
For
you
some
can't
strange
compare the like the
reason.
0.1% to what probably most people feel on a daily. I think that is just an incredible feeling he has, an incredible relationship, and the connection they have is probably very different to what probably a lot of other people feel.
Yeah.
It's comparing the 1% to the 99.
Yeah, their
there are going to
relationship's
be those
good.
unicorns out there that is just perfect.
Yeah.
Magic 24/7.
This is the one that I was telling you. They're in an open relationship in a marriage.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
that like.
What do you think about that?
Go for gold.
Yeah, I agree.
I said, it's not obviously no judgment. I could imagine that would be quite complex if you bring a child into that.
Did you have a child?
Yeah, I wonder how that would like.
But their thing is like, yeah, we are in an open relationship, but
it's just physical.
When people think open relationship, they think, oh, you can just go out and fuck other people. Like, the way the relationship's set up is like they have decided that how they've built this thing together is that they choose each other every day.
Yeah.
Like, they know that if they wanted to, and they could go out and meet someone else, and if they come to the party and say, oh, I want to sleep with this person, they give each other the opportunity. We're waking up today, but I'm choosing you.
Which in a way alleviates pressure too.
Yeah. But I think so many people nowadays would be somewhat open to like a poly relationship, like an open relationship. But throughout society, it's always been monogamy. You get married, you sleep with the same person for the rest of your life. But I guarantee you now, if you were to speak to a lot of people, they'd be like, most people say, I could think of nothing worse than sleeping with the same person for the rest of my life.
I think
you could also change your mind, but it's like...
It's like any relationship, it requires just working on it together to come to whatever your happy medium is.
Have any of the clients that you've worked with, are any of them poly?
No, but I do know a few people that are poly.
And what did they say?
They didn't have kids?
Because I don't think I've ever met someone who's fully like...
One of my friends is poly background, but I've
polyamorous.
never met someone who's poly and have kids.
Look,
like,
it has its issues, especially when you meet somebody that's not poly and they don't really understand
the concept,
their mentality.
Yeah, of course.
So obviously it has its issues. And I think it's really difficult to make it work harmoniously, but it can be done. And I would say it's more likely to be successful when a relationship reaches a certain length.
You need a good foundation as well. You don't start a relationship in an open relationship. That won't work. It has to be fall in love. And
I think the fundamental is that, sure, I might sleep with other people. It might be physical, but you are always my number one. I will always come home to you, and I'm never going to be emotionally involved with somebody else or whatever the parameters are. But you set parameters that work for you. So, yeah, difficult, but it can be done.
I think it's an interesting one, especially bringing kids in. I just think, it's very, it's an interesting topic.
Thank you very much, Jessica, for coming back on.
TBD returns. It's
always a pleasure, never a chore.
Very excited for the third time you come on. Probably you've done a show by that point, another show.
Hopefully a fucking TED Talk.
Oh,
let's go.
I'd be very keen to listen to that. I don't think we'll ever get onto a TED Talk.
Speak for yourself.
He will listen to us talk about relationships. Track record.
Don't paint us with the same brush. But yes, thank you very much, everyone, for checking in once again.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. And as usual, get us on all our socials.
And mine is
Jessica's.
At the Boy Detox.
We will tag it in the caption at the Boy Detox. Yeah. Like, share, subscribe, follow. When we put content out there, people, like it, share it, do some stuff with it.
Especially
some
our friends.
Exactly. Especially your friends.
Yeah, you fucks.
You piece of shit.
Just bloody like the thing and carry on with your day.
Yeah.
You don't even ask for much. You piece of shit.
Leave a review as well. If anyone is kind enough to leave a review.
Condoms, wrap it up, you fucks.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, do that. I agree.
What Jess said, maybe, possibly. We're going to be bringing out some merch as well, eventually. That is in the works. We're going to be bringing a subject to change condom. I'm only joking. We're going to be bringing out some merch, so when it does come out, show the love, and
perfect.
Peace and
Thank
love.
You. I actually asked Dan to do this weeks ago, and he hasn't done it, so I have to do it now.
This is probably more your thing than mine.
Because useless. But thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Peace and love. Bush.